We've been tracking Louisiana House Bill 648, known as the Stopping Harm Our Kids Act, and I'm pleased to let you know that the Louisiana State Senate approved the revived bill by a vote of 29 to 10 yesterday. I believe that was the vote. And it actually passed with bipartisan support. Now, this brings it about 18 states that have passed these measures. In fact, over the weekend in Texas, Governor Abbott signed their version of the bill into law. And that, too, had Democratic support. See, people realize that this is a bridge too far that's being pushed. But here's the concern in Louisiana, and I know that's still my home. I commute back and forth, and that's my home. That's where I vote. That's where I live. We have a Democratic governor, John Bel Edwards, and I doubt he'll sign this legislation. In fact, he may veto it. And here's the challenge. The legislature adjourns on Thursday. And so there may be an effort to let the clock just kind of run out on this bill, keeping it from becoming law. That means the children in Louisiana will not be protected from these purveyors of these experimental surgeries and drugs. Well, join me now to discuss what we can do to get this across the finish line is our good friend Gene Mills, president of the Louisiana Family Forum. Gene, welcome back to the program. Good to see you.
It's good to be with you, Tony. Appreciate the good work.
Well, thank you, and congratulations on reviving this bill. This is something that doesn't happen very often. I know from my time in the legislature there, and so the Senate, hearing from their constituents, relieved the committee of its responsibilities, got the bill to the Senate floor, and passed it last night. You joined us Friday talking about that. I'm grateful for all those who are watching and listening that weighed in. But it's not over yet. Tell us where it goes from here.
Well, it never seems to be over in Louisiana or when you're in the arena of politics. The question is, what do we do to maintain our due diligence? You know, you got a lot of legislators who are weary. They've been in session for nearly 60 days now. They're ready to get home. They're grappling with budgetary questions and differences of opinion as to how they're to spend surplus monies. We respectfully suggested they return those surplus dollars to their rightful owners, the taxpayers. But to focus on this bill, House Bill 648, technically it's got a layover for a certain number of days. And Louisiana's Constitution is unlike other states because Louisiana law and Louisiana in general is unlike other states. And so there's different methods depending upon when the bill hits his desk. It could hit as early as this afternoon, or it could transpire after the period with which the legislature is in session, and that would leave an indeterminate amount of time, either 10 days if it's within the legislative session, to 20 days for the governor to respond. So technically the governor could run out the clock. He could say, I don't think there is a sentiment, and we're going to go the distance. We're not confident that that's where the governor is aiming. We think a gentle, respectful appeal to allow this measure to go into law, and you're right, mom and pop are angry. Nationally and statewide, lawmakers have heard from them home districts throughout the state and around the nation, and they realize this issue is just simply not going away. So our call to action initially is to contact the governor, ask him to respectfully sign or allow this bill go into law, and then to contact your legislator and tell them we need a safety net. In the event that the governor decides to veto 10 to 20 days from now or beyond, we need to be prepared to come back into a veto session and let him know that's just not where we're going to leave this.
Yeah, I think that's important because when you look, as I just mentioned, Texas passed a law protecting young children. Alabama, the same thing. I'm a bit concerned that we may see, the medical industry, big pharma, who's become really kind of an enemy of the people, wanting Louisiana to be a sanctuary, quote unquote, for these mutilating procedures upon children. And as you said, politics in Louisiana are a little bit different than elsewhere. So the switchboard numbers, folks, I give you out these numbers. So if you live in Louisiana, take down these numbers to call your state senator. We talked about this on Friday. It's 225-342-2040. That's 225-342-2040. To contact your House member, It is 225-342-6945. And the message is real simple. Stay the course. If the governor vetoes this, come back in session and override the veto. But as Gene pointed out, the first step is to respectfully contact the governor and ask him to protect the children, allow this to become law, or even, I don't know, you could be as bold to ask that he would sign it, but contact him and ask him to protect Louisiana's children. Gene, do you have that number to the governor handy?
We do have it posted on our website, Tony, and if anybody who's listening would go to the Louisiana Family Forum website, we have a call to action for those 3 specific calls. And the Senate switchboard, the House switchboard, they're meeting now. With the governor, we have a few more minutes to communicate, and we're doing that through a respectful email campaign.
Okay, very good. And by the way, folks, that number right there on your screen, 342-7015. That's 225-342-7015, the number to the governor. Gene Mills, always great to see you. Thanks so much for the excellent work there in Louisiana. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you for the assist on this.
Absolutely.